welcome to this lecture on marketing management. Today we are going to discuss about consumer buying motives. There are motives with which the consumers buy products and services. So, in this lecture as we proceed, we are going to take into account the various motives with which the consumer buys the products and services, and we are going to look into the finer details of the topic. Let me take you through the slides and let us start the discussion. Now, first of all, let us try to understand what is the meaning of buying motives. So, motives, there are various buying motives, and this refers to the influences and reasons that prompt a buyer to choose a product in preference to other products. Let us take an example. Suppose we have to purchase a pen and we go out into the market, and in the market as we go to the stationery shop, we will find that there are pens of various qualities, various prices, various brands. Now, why do we select a particular brand or particular price range of pen, and why do we reject other brands, and why do we reject other price ranges? This is the topic of the interest. So, when we select a particular brand, it is because we have a motive to purchase that brand. It is because we have a particular reason or a set of reasons as to why we want to buy the pen of that particular brand. So, therefore, product buying motives refers to the influences and reasons as to why consumers prefer the product of a particular brand or particular product while rejecting the other products. Product motives refer to all of the characteristics of a product that make it preferable to another. So, various consumers can have various choices, and it is very important to understand that certain consumers, not all consumers are same. Certain consumers will select product of one category, while certain consumers will select the products or services of this other category. So, therefore, product motives refer to all the characteristics of the product which makes it preferable in comparison to the other in the mind and the eyes of the consumer. Some common product buying motives include color, size, design or price. As we know that the Indian consumer is extremely price conscious, so therefore, the consumer can select a particular product and reject other products on the basis of price. While there are certain consumers which are very particular about the design or the features available in a product. So, when we go to purchase mobile phone, we are very conscious about what features are available, what is the quality of the camera, what is the durability of the battery, etc. So, on the basis of the features also sometimes we reject various other brands while selecting a particular brand of mobile phone. So, therefore, the common product buying motives include color, size, design or price. While we are studying consumer buying motives, it is important for us to understand the Maslow's need hierarchy, because every consumer buys the products and services according to his or her need, and in the need hierarchy we will come to know that there are various consumers in the society, but all consumers are not the same. There are various hierarchy or various levels in the Maslow pyramid, and the consumers are lying in the various levels, and they select product or services according to the level in which they are with respect to the Maslow's need hierarchy. So, let me take you through what Maslow's need hierarchy is. Now, here we can see that there are 5 levels in Maslow's need hierarchy. We start with the physiological need. Now, this is the lowest level, or we should call it the number 1 level. Physiological need is all about fulfilling the needs for food, water and shelter. So, this is about the basic needs of life: food, water, shelter and clothing. So, there are so many consumers in the society who are lying at this level, that is physiological level, that is they are busy in fulfilling the physiological needs, or they are struggling with the basic needs of their life. So, the consumers who are lying at this level in the Maslow's need hierarchy, they are expected to purchase certain products of necessity only, while they cannot go for purchasing the products and services of luxury. Then we move to one level up in the Maslow's need hierarchy. This level talks about safety needs. Now, I will mark it as level 2. Safety needs are the needs that we require in order to ensure our safe and sound well-being. I can count two safety needs like insurance, and we can also count another safety needs which is called by the name of bank balance. So, if a person has some money in the bank in the form of the bank balance, and if the person is insured in terms of life and property, then it is said that the person has crossed the physiological need and has moved into the level of safety needs. So, any person who is lying at this level of the Maslow's need hierarchy will have certain other preferences, will have certain different tastes and preferences with respect to products and services in comparison to any person who is lying at the first level. And it is very important for us to understand that as soon as one set of needs are accomplished, or as soon as a person is able to satisfy one set of needs, automatically that particular person moves to a higher set of needs. So, therefore, we move to the next level, which is called the love and belonging. I will call it level 3, and I can name it as affiliation need. So, when a person crosses the physiological level, moves into the safety zone or the safety level of Maslow's need hierarchy, and has satisfactorily arranged safety things such as insurance and bank balance, another set of needs come into play which are called the love and belonging or affiliation needs. At this level, the person is looking for social group, the person is looking for club memberships, the person is looking for spending some time with friends and leisure and outing and vacations. So, therefore, anybody who is lying at this level will have an entirely different set of needs with respect to the products and services. After the love and belonging needs, we move to the level 4. The level 4 is esteem needs. Now, this is about achievement. So, when a person is able to gather safety things such as insurance and bank balance, when a person is able to gather affiliation, when a person has already crossed the basic needs, now the person or that particular consumer is looking for achievements in life, and achievements bring esteem. So, this is one level up. This is the 4th level in the Maslow's need hierarchy. This is about esteem. So, any person who is at this level in the Maslow's need hierarchy will be a different type of consumer, and he or she would be looking for altogether different type of products and services in comparison to a consumer who is at level 2 or level 3. So, therefore, it is important for the organization or the company to understand as to what is the level to which the person is belonging with respect to Maslow's need hierarchy. Last in this, but not the least, is self-actualization. Self-actualization is the stage at which the person has realized all his potential, and the person is now ready to give leadership, to give guidance and mentor to others. So, any person who belongs to the self-actualization stage will have a different set of needs. That person would be looking for books, that person would be looking for outings and vacations and maybe foreign tours. So, therefore, he or she would be having a different level of needs than a person who is at some other level like level 2 or level 3 or level 1. So, therefore, it is important for the organizations and the marketeers to understand what Maslow's need hierarchy is all about. Now, with development of some understanding of Maslow's need hierarchy, now I move to the next slide, which talks about some psychological motives which were given by McGeough. Now, according to McGeough, these are certain motives for purchasing product as well as services. Now, let us take a look at what McGeough has to say. McGeough says that when a consumer is purchasing a product or a service, it is because the person is having a need. Now, that particular need can be a need for consistency. Need for consistency means the person will purchase those products and services which are consistent with the tastes and preference of the consumer. So, if I have a particular taste and preference, I will purchase the products and services only that conform to my taste or which are consistent with my tastes and preference. Another motive of a consumer to purchase a product or service can be need for novelty. Novelty means some kind of a newness. So, if there is some product or service in the market which is different from the existing product or existing services, so therefore, something new is there. So, a consumer would always be interested in purchasing such product which are offering some newness to the consumer. Then another motive can be the need for self expression. So, consumers are also human beings, and as human beings we do want to express ourselves, and we have thoughts and our ideas which we want to share with others. We have certain hidden feelings that we want to share to others. So, this kind of motive says that a product or a service can be brought by the consumer, wherein the consumer might want to self express, or consumer might want to express himself or herself through the purchase of the product. For example, I am a consumer who loves blue color or black color. So, if I like blue color or black color and I have a preference of blue or black over other colors, then most of the products which I will purchase will be of blue or black color. So, in this case, by purchasing products of blue and black color, what I am doing is I am expressing myself. So, this is what I can mention here is self choice or ideas, or I can also write feelings. So, whatever ideas, feelings and inner choice that the consumer wants to make, it can make in purchasing the product and services, and through those products and services the consumer can express self. Then moving to the fourth point, there is one motive which McGeough gave, which says that when a product or a service is purchased by the consumer, a motive can be that there is a need for affiliation. Now, for example, a person who goes to an office has a group of friends, and in this group most of the people are using Apple phones. Now, we know that using Apple phones is a matter of pride, because Apple phones are superior in quality and Apple phones also are expensive. So, holding an Apple phone in hand is a matter of pride for anybody as a consumer. So, therefore, this particular person who has his work group in which most of the people are using Apple phones, he or she might also be interested in purchasing an Apple phone in order to affiliate with that group or in order to feel associated with that group. So, therefore, need of affiliation, or I can write here association, is also a motive behind the purchase of a product or service by a consumer. So, this feeling of association is a very big reason why people choose certain products or services and they reject certain other products or services. Last but not the least, there is another motive which is given by McGeough, that is the need of modeling. Now, here as we know that the products are being advertised in the market so that the consumers can become aware of the products, and while the consumers see these advertisements, they see that the products are being advertised by various celebrities as brand ambassadors. So, we have various examples of film stars, we have various examples of sports person who are marketing the products and the services in the market. So, consumers can also get influenced by these celebrities, by these people who are modeling for various products and services, and then because they feel associated with the celebrity, there can be a reason as to why they would also want to purchase these product or services, because these products and services are being marketed by certain particular celebrities. So, in a nutshell, these are the various points which were given by McGeough that talk about the psychological motives, and these are all psychological motives. The need for consistency or the taste and preference, novelty or the newness, self expression or self choice ideas and feelings, need for affiliation or association, and need for modeling or being attached with the celebrity. Now, from here on I would like to move to the next slide, that is categorization of buying motives. Now, buying motives can be broadly categorized into two categories. These two categories are emotional buying motives as well as rational buying motives. Now, when we talk about emotional buying motives, then emotional means something which is driven by feelings. So, if the buying motives are being driven by feelings, these are emotional buying motives, while rational, something is rational when it is driven by the mind and proper thought. So, there are certain motives which are entirely driven through feelings, and because particular consumers can feel emotional about particular product or services, they are going to purchase it. While there are certain set of consumers who apply mind and who apply thought and who apply logic before purchasing a particular product or service. So, when they apply logic and when they apply mind, then those particular motives are counted as rational buying motives. So, in the slides to come, we are going to discuss about emotional buying motives and rational buying motives in detail. So, let me take you through the next slide, which is about emotional buying motives. So, there are certain emotional motives or emotional buying motives which are listed in this slide, and let me just read out these ones before I elaborate it. Number 1 is pride or prestige, then number 2 is emulation or imitation, then third is affection, or we can also write here attachment. Then there is a desire for comfort, then there is a desire for individuality, then there is a motive, emotional motive that talks about the desire for recreation or pleasure, and last but not the least, habit is also an emotional motive. I will explain how. So, now let us talk about all these motives in detail. The pride or prestige motive, for example, if I talk about Mercedes car, then every person who drives a car has a dream to purchase Mercedes, because there is a lot of pride and there is a lot of emotions which are attached with the Mercedes car. Because it is very popular, it is driven by celebrities. So, every person who is driving a car dreams to purchase Mercedes because there is a lot of pride and prestige associated. We can also take the examples of products of Apple company. We can talk about expensive watches such as Tag Heuer. We can talk about cars such as Audi, Mercedes, etc. So, there are certain emotional motives behind purchasing such products. The next emotional motive is emulation or imitation. Now, imitation means copying. So, if somebody known to a consumer has purchased a certain product, then that particular person will also think of copying the other person and he will go and buy the product. So, in this case, the person who is buying a product is actually imitating or copying another person who has already purchased the product. For example, if my friend purchases a Gap t-shirt and I also go to the same showroom and purchase a Gap t-shirt very next day, then I am trying to copy that person and I am trying to emulate his purchase. Again, for emotional reasons, because this particular person is having a Gap t-shirt. Then in certain cases, the emotional reason is affection or attachment. Now, suppose I get a chance to purchase, or some consumer is there who gets a chance to purchase the ancestral property or the property that belongs to his forefathers, then this is an emotional reason, and he can purchase the property for emotional reason because he has a lot of affection for the forefathers or the ancestors. So, while there are people who purchase expensive art pieces, there are people who purchase ancestral properties, there are people who purchase items from the museum purely out of affection or attachment. One of the emotional reasons for purchasing a product can be desire for comfort. So, if a particular product is giving more comfort in comparison to other products of the same category, then a person can think about purchasing that product purely out of desire for comfort. Then there can be a desire for individuality also. If a product is giving a lot of sense of individuality to that person, or it's a very novel and new product and nobody else is having it, then it gives you a sense of individuality. So, if the latest gadget has come in the market, we can talk about some latest gadget which has come in the market, and right now nobody in a person's vicinity is having that gadget or nobody has purchased that gadget. So, that person can actually purchase the gadget, and then the need for the individuality gets fulfilled, because the person now owns something novel. Then similarly, there can be desire for recreation or pleasure. So, we can talk about vacations, we can talk about cinema, we can talk about various other experiences such as a water park. So, these are services that offer experiences, and these are services for recreation or pleasure. So, a person can purchase these services purely for recreation or pleasure. Out of habit, habit is when a person, suppose a person is purchasing products such as cigarette. Now, although it is injurious to health, but we know that a lot of people go and purchase cigarette because they have a habit of purchasing cigarette, although they know that the consumption of tobacco is injurious to health, but they still go and purchase purely out of habit. So, these are certain emotional buying motives. After covering emotional buying motives, we talk about rational buying motives. Now, because these are rational motives, the consumer is going to apply proper thought and proper reason before purchasing the products and services. Now, one of the first and foremost rational motive is safety or security. So, when we are buying a car, we also talk about airbag, and we look towards the security and safety features like the security lock, etc. So, when we are inquiring about all these features as to what is the guarantee that the airbag will not break, etc., we are actually taking into account the safety and security. Similarly, when we are purchasing a mobile phone, we look towards the security feature in a mobile phone also. Economy. Economy means how much the consumer will save when he or she will purchase a product. So, when the consumer is talking about saving money, or when the consumer is price conscious and the consumer is talking about how much price he or she would have to pay for that particular product, the consumer is talking about economy or savings. We can combine lower price and economy, that is nearly one and the same thing. Suitability of usage. So, a particular consumer will buy products only which are suitable for him to use, and the consumer has to apply the mind to find out whether a particular product is suitable for use or not. The utility or versatility. Now, this relates to number of uses a product can be put to use. Number of uses a product can offer. So, versatility is considered when we buy products such as mobile phone, which can be put to multiple use. It can be used as a speaker phone, it can be used as a camera, it can be used as a phone, it can be used in other purposes also. So, utility and versatility means number of uses a particular product can offer. Durability and convenience. Now, durability means number of years or number of months a product will last. So, in case of many products, we take into account the durability of the product, while in case of many products and services, we take into account the convenience of usage, convenience of location, etc. So, if we have a product which is available nearby, we will never go and travel 10 kilometers to purchase it. So, in this we are applying our thought in terms of convenience, while when we are purchasing products such as a battery, or when we are purchasing products such as a gadget, we are looking forward to durability. So, these are certain rational buying motives. Now, I talk about patronage buying motives. Patronage buying motives are the reasons that a consumer chooses a particular retailer or service provider over the other. So, till now we were talking only about the products and services and why a particular product is being chosen over the other. Now, we are talking about a particular retailer or the shop, that why people give preference to a particular shop over the other shops. Patronage motives are considerations or reasons as to why buyer would choose to patronize a certain retailer instead of the other. Patronage buying motives can be emotional or rational again. So, in the next slide, these are certain emotional patronage buying motives. The emotional patronage buying motives are the location of the shop and the appearance of the shop. If the shop is looking neat and tidy, we would prefer it over other shops. The display of the goods. If the goods are properly displayed and it is easier for us to pick up a particular product, then we will give preference to that shop, and it is an emotional motive. Recommendation of others. So, if other people are recommending us to go to a particular shop because that shop is giving discount to us, then again on the recommendation we are going to patronize a particular shop. Imitation, if there is a large showroom in the city from where a person is buying products and services from, so his friends and the known ones will also flock to the same shop because they want to copy him or imitate him. Prestige, certain times the consumer goes to a particular shop only because visiting that particular shop is a matter of prestige. For example, a shop of a expensive watch or expensive gadgets. So, it is a matter of prestige to buy things from that particular shop, and also as a matter of habit. So, if a person is habitual of purchasing cigarettes from a particular shop, he or she is going to patronize that shop again and again, because that shop owner would be knowing that consumer. And there are certain rational patronage buying motives. Now, among the rational patronage buying motives, we again have convenience. Now, that convenience can be convenience of location, convenience of product availability, because a particular product is available at a particular shop, we are going to patronize it. So, convenience of location means the product is available at a shop which is located very nearby. So, there is no reason for the consumer to travel much or travel 10 kilometers to get that product, because it is available nearby only. So, a consumer is going to patronize a particular shop. Then rational patronization can also be done in case of lower prices. So, if a shop is offering discount to consumers, so that discount becomes very attractive, and that discount is the reason why the consumers would go to that particular shop. And discount, as we all know, is a rational, it's a rational thing, because people apply their mind and people apply their thought, because people always love to save money. The consumers like to save money. So, if a particular shop is offering more discount in comparison to the other shop, the people will always go to the shop that is offering larger discount. Then the service offered. So, service offered can be either good or it can be bad. So, consumers would often or most probably going to patronize the shop or patronize the retailer who will offer a better service. That better service can be offered in many ways. That better service can be quick billing, that better service can be good ambience, that better service can be helping assistants who are available in the shop, etc., etc. Efficiency of the staff. Efficiency of the staff actually also counts towards the service. So, if the staff is efficient, then people are going to patronize a particular shop. Now, efficiency of the staff can be either low or this efficiency can be high. So, if the staff is eager to help the consumer, if the staff is conscious, if the staff is careful to deal with the consumer, the staff is called efficient, and the consumers always will visit or most probably will visit the shop with efficient staff. Wide choice. Now, if I go to a particular shop that does not offer me wide range of products, and if I visit another shop that offers me wide range of products, I as a consumer would always like to visit the shop that offers a wide choice, because it gives me a lot of choice to buy the product. So, if I am talking about deodorants, I would like to visit a shop that offers a variety of 10 types of deodorant, so that I can choose in particular deodorant. Likewise, customer service. Any shop or any retailer that offers a better customer service is always liked by the consumer, because it results into a lot of satisfaction. A good customer service will always result into higher satisfaction of the consumer. And last but not the least, reputation of the brand. So, reputation means goodwill. So, if there is a goodwill in the market for a particular retailer, that goodwill can be because of the fair dealing of that retailer with the consumer, or that goodwill might be because of politeness or some other reason. But if a particular retailer or a shop has goodwill in the market and particular reputation, then consumers can go and patronize that retailer or that shop only on the basis of goodwill or reputation. So, these were the rational patronage buying motives. Before I come to this lecture, the end of this lecture, let me quickly recap as to what we learned from this lecture. We started with what buying motives are, then we moved and studied about Maslow's hierarchy. From here we talked about the psychological motives given by McGeough. From here we categorized the buying motives into two categories, emotional as well as rational. And from there we moved to the emotional buying motives, which were 5 or 6 in number, and we studied this in detail. From here we moved and studied about the rational buying motives. Rational buying motives are those in which the mind and thought is applied. From rational buying motives we talked about patronage buying motives, where people are patronizing, where the customers are patronizing a particular retailer while rejecting the others. And then we came to understand that patronage buying motives can again be divided into two categories, emotional as well as rational. Then we talked about the emotional patronage motives like appearance of the shop, display of goods, imitation, prestige, habit, etc. And then we also talked about certain rational patronage buying motives like convenience, low price, service offered, efficiency of the staff, wide choice, customer service, and reputation or the goodwill of the brand. This brings me to the end of the lecture. For any queries, you can email me on ashishashish.avasthi@imsec.ac.in. It will be my pleasure to reply you back as best as possible. Thank you so much.